Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy So, in case you ain't know so, and welcome back to another dope episode of Sports with So, coming to you live, y'all. This week, we got a special guest in the building. We're at Empire Boutique with Andy Borregales, kicker for the UM football team, and we're about to talk some UM football. It's time to take a ride, y'all. Let's go! We live. All right, if you haven't noticed by now, we're at Empire Boutique. Shout out to Frisco. Shout out to Steve for letting us do this here. This is like our second home, I would say, right? We've done so many of these type of interviews here.
Oh, yeah, this is a landmark staple for us at Sports with Soso.
Absolutely. And today is a definite historic moment for Sports with Soso. We got Andy Borregales right here, kicker for the UM football team. Andy, thanks for joining us, brother.
I'm excited to be here, man. I've been keeping up with you for probably a year now. I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
Not gonna lie.
Working my way, into the team that I love to root for, man. And bro, it's always exciting to connect with guys who are on the field, actually putting in the work on and off the field, man, because I see you at practice drilling all the time. I'm like, I don't know how this guy's calves aren't on fire. And it's just, it's cool to have you on here, man, and we really appreciate you doing this for us, brother.
Yes, sir. I mean, I've always been in touch for I don't know how long. We've always been trying to just come in here, so.
Yeah,
right?
we've been trying to do this for a while, so I'm glad we
been
do it off season, right? You're not as busy right now. You had a good time, so thank you again, man. How's everything, man? How are you? How you feeling?
Been doing good. A little sore, you know. It's off season, but still working through it, kicking through it, you know. So.
That's awesome, man. And I'm sure you guys are getting a ramp up for the season. Like you said, starts in September. I think you guys start, right? September 1st?
I think so. Yeah.
September 1st, first game. Let's talk a little bit about your background, Andy, bro. I know you're Venezuelan, born and raised, right? Yep. Proud. Talk to me a little bit about your journey here and your family, because you come from a lineage of athletes, and not only UM athletes, guys who are really being known in their sports for their, normal activities, their best ability as an athlete. Talk to me a little bit about that journey, brother.
So my parents obviously immigrated here from Venezuela. I was about to turn 2, so pretty much raised over there a little bit, raised here, raised in Miami. But once we got here, me and my brother kind of just got into football. And he started off because he wanted to wear a helmet. Me being the little brother, I always wanted to do whatever the big brother did. And then just his team needed a kicker. Again, same situation. I wanted to be a kicker too, and then now here we are. And he's trying to get back in the NFL, and I'm here at UM.
Yeah, man, and you're doing great things here, bro. And kind of following his path, right, that he set as an amazing kicker here for the Hurricanes, and now you're kind of like one-upping him every day that goes by, right? Because you're coming for all his records, you're coming for all the UM titles that he has, and that's got to be exciting to have that brotherly rivalry like that, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. I mean, I'm always trying to one-up in every aspect, because that's just what we do.
That's how it goes.
So he has me up on the Luke Groza, so that's what we're working towards this year. And obviously being first team All-American, getting his name up there. Like one of my personal goals is just getting my name up there next to his. Awesome. That would be amazing, because we both wear the same number, right? And we'll both have same last name up there.
Yeah, man, and it would be amazing, I'm sure for your family and for you guys personally, to see that achievement of like having both of these siblings up there and have their own historic careers individually, you know what I mean? So it's not like this guy's riding this guy's coattails or trying to do everything like him. Let's talk a little bit about the season, man. Last year you guys had an up and down season, right? There were good times, there were bad times. You personally were one of the standout players on offense with your kicking abilities. There's not too many guys in college right now that are kicking it from as far as you can kick it, brother. And I saw you put up that 58-yarder, which lets me know you got about 6 more yards there to go with in case you ever had to get crazy. But what are your expectations, not only as a kicker, but for the team in general for this upcoming season?
This upcoming season, I mean, I always strive to be perfect. So I'm striving to just be perfect this whole year. PATs, field goals, kickoff percentage, even if we're doing like a sky kick or something like that, something different. That's my personal goal. Team goal is just honestly just win a natty.
Nice.
Like that's always been our goal, and obviously there's been some bumps, but I think we can do it this year.
Absolutely, bro. There's enough talent, right? We were talking earlier with Vic, shout out to Vic, about how this team has really transformed under Cristobal, right? Now you've been under your second coach in your career here as a athlete. How has that been? You know, seeing the different styles, not to ask you like which one you prefer, but like for you personally, how do you think each one brought something to the program?
I feel like just learning from just 3 different coaches, like for example, like offensive coordinators.
Right.
Like for the team in general, it's a good thing because it's like, let's say you get to the NFL, you might not be in one team only for a long amount of time, so you have to learn how to adapt into that environment and adapt to a new coach like as fast as possible, so you could keep growing and keep performing at your best, like the best you can.
For sure.
So I mean, me personally, I don't really get affected by it that much.
Okay.
Since I don't have to learn like any offensive plays and stuff like that. But as a kicker, you still have to gain that trust from your offense coordinator and your head coach, and even your defense coordinator. Right. Because it's like everyone on the team, everyone on the coaching staff has to trust you no matter what, that you'll make that kick, even if it's to win a game or just to go up by even more. So
they say that the kicker position is the second most, stressful position because you guys carry all that weight of the expectancy, right, to make the kick. The first being the quarterback because obviously they're handling the ball every play. For you, how do you deal with that type of mental battle, right, where you got to kind of block out every kick that you've made previously, whether it's been successful or not, whether the stakes are high or not, because you've been, on both sides of the coin, right? You've hit some big field goals to put the Canes up, right? You tied that game that we eventually won last year in overtime. Yep. And I shouted you out, and I was like, yo, my man Andy killed it because without him, and I think you hit 4 or 5 field goals that day.
Yeah, I went 4 for 4.
If you don't hit those field goals, we lose that game, right? Mm-hmm. How do you deal with that mental battle, like I said, because you've missed big kicks as well, like the one last year or previous freshman year. Yeah, freshman year from VA, right? Mm-hmm. That just stung a little bit, but you got to learn from that. Yeah. Talk to me about that.
Going back to the second most stressful, I think we were the most stressful.
Oof. Preach, brother. Go ahead, dog.
To elaborate on that, I mean, like, for example, like as a quarterback, like, I'll give it to him. That's a hard position.
Right.
But you have multiple chances. As a kicker, you might only get one kick in one game. If you make it, they love you. Miss it, they hate you.
That's a very good point, brother.
That's
We're definitely gonna have to change the narrative for that.
That's from a kicker's perspective. Obviously, I'm a little biased.
Nah, I can see that though. You get more reps as a quarterback. You're in the game. You catch a rhythm. You know what I mean. You do it more often. Yeah. The more often you do it, the better you're gonna be. Whereas you guys, you're gonna be able to kick, but that moment where you're on the field and you're actually trying to get that ball to go through those uprights, that's completely different than you on the sideline doing kicks and warming up and all that. Like, nothing compares to that. So I totally understand that because I used to be from that school of thought. All right, I used to be from the school of thought of, hey, bro, when you see kickers on TV and they miss it, you had one job, right? That was the school of thought. Mm-hmm. But I came around thanks to a gentleman named Pat McAfee. I'm a big fan of Pat McAfee for the brand. Yeah. Love his podcast, love his team, love everything that guy's doing, and he's big on kickers and punters and shows the highlights and stuff like that. So now I get giddy whenever I see like a dope punt, you know what I mean, or a good kick or something like that. I'm like, I understand now that that's a lot harder than we make it out to be. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, I've definitely come around on that school of thought. I'm no longer, do your job, kicker, and I know it's a lot harder than it looks.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. And kind of like what both of you guys are saying, where now we're seeing kickers and punters, right, special team guys get a lot more recognition, not only from the NFL and their peers and whatnot, but now the movement is towards, kickers getting drafted, punters getting drafted, right, a lot earlier than just the last pick in the 7th round. Let's flip it back a little bit to what your goals are, right, for this year. We were talking earlier before we started recording, and you had mentioned that you just came from a mental coaching session, right, or something like that.
Yeah, we call them mindset.
Mindset, you know. And I was at a recent event with Alex Ingold, who was preaching having a certain level of mindset in order to be a professional. You, as a semi-professional, right? How does that make you feel dealing with the mindset of not only being an athlete but also being a student and having to keep up your grades to be on the team and still try to graduate with a degree and whatnot? You know, talk to me about that kind of approach that you have as a UM athlete.
I mean, shout out to Coach Feld. I mean, he started the whole mindset meetings and stuff, and I honestly feel it's very, very helpful for the team because it helps us all stay neutral. That's one thing we talk about, just neutral thinking. Like, don't get too high, don't get too low, and just like go to the facts because you can't. If it's facts, that's it. Like, you can't change it.
Right.
You got to do what you got to do. But those meetings help me like personally on the field because it's just like I gotta like no matter what, if I make it or I miss it, like I might have another chance. So I just be like, okay, if I made it, good. If I miss it, all right, figure out what I did wrong, fix it, and go right back at it again. And off the field, it even helps us like just in class. Like, let's say you get a bad grade on a test or something. Like, now you can talk to the professor and like just get extra tutoring and just stay a little bit longer after class just to actually learn the material and stuff. So
yeah, so
it sounds like some stoicism almost. Like, you
Right.
you only have control over what you have control
Yep.
over. So focus on the things you have control over and don't worry about the other noise.
Yep.
And I felt that when you walked in, man. I mean, we just met for the first time today, and you got a very cool, calm, poised demeanor about you. So I don't know if that mindset class is working or if it's just you.
definitely working, dog.
Keep going.
yeah,
It's definitely working, man, because like I said, your success as a Hurricanes kicker, which is a hard job to do, right? Especially when the team has to rely on you more often than not, right? We mentioned that game earlier where you went 4 for 4. Just being a UM athlete, I feel like it always carries a certain type of weight, you know. And you mentioned the natty earlier. And shout out to Coach Feldman, you know, because he has a crazy mustache, and now you got a crazy mustache. I don't know if he has a name for his. Maybe you have a name for yours because now your mustache has his own Twitter account, dog. Like, what's up with that?
That's been since freshman year. I mean, I like people have asked me like, oh, like
You don't run it though, right?
Nope.
All right, cool. So he clarified the rumors.
Yeah, I do not run that account.
It's not a burner.
No, at all.
But that would be a great idea for a burner though, dog, right?
Yeah,
like, yo, I'm going to blame it on my mustache.
It would, but I feel like you could kind of tell it's not me because they're like tweeting like during the game. So
Right. Your teammates give you shit for it?
some of them, like some of them have found it and they're like, dude, what is this? But yeah, for the most part, I know they DM me. I know it's a couple people.
Got it.
They're like we. So I'm like, all right, maybe it's not just one
So
person.
It's a group. It's a group. Look at that, man. A living group, man, dedicated to the mustache.
And I like
couldn't hold back the laughter when I heard about that, bro.
Yeah, not me either. I mean, when I first found out about it, like I kind of wanted to know who it was, but at the same time, I was like, kind of want to keep it mysterious.
Right.
I'll find out after college.
You like that little element of mystery.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's awesome, bro. Damn, bro, I'm excited for this football season, man, because you know we were chopping it up earlier, and we know that this team is heading in a good direction. I want to ask you specifically about one player, because you've been a roommate to a quarterback, so you kind of know what their mental mindset is, right? Whether they win, lose, competing. How is it different from a guy like Jake Garcia, who you were roommate with, to now having a fully released, full healthy Tyler Van Dyke? You know, like what has the difference been in the locker room when Tyler's at the helm?
I feel like Tyler has always been a leader. You know, I look at him as a leader. I mean, like whatever he says, like that's QB of the team. I mean,
Right.
that's the guy. But he does like lead us and I hope he does to just in the right direction. And I really do believe he will. And because he has gotten a lot more serious, and he's always been serious, but it's like he flipped a switch again. So it's just it's a different level of intensity.
Got it. And I was wondering what that level of intensity was going to be, right? Because we know what type of coach Mario Cristobal wants to be, right? Or is, right? From his days in Oregon and as an assistant coach down here at FIU. for you, what does Cristobal, his offensive coordinators, your kicking coach, what do they bring to the table that you look at and you're like, yo, this is going to help me get to the next level where I ultimately want to be, not only as a champion, but like a guy who's getting drafted pretty early, more than what we've historically seen in the 7th round or whatever?
Honestly, just mindset, the mentality. Naturally, you just have to switch, turn it up a notch once you get to NFL, because they say it's like what, the 1% goes D1.
Right.
Now it's the 1% of the 1% goes to the NFL.
Yeah.
So it's like you're playing against the best of the best
of the best.
So
it only gets harder from here. It doesn't get easier.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, all you really have to focus on in the NFL is football. So you have no excuse to, maybe in college, I had class, I had this exam. Once you get to NFL, that's your job. That's your job. You don't want to lose your job, so you better go 110% every single day.
So I'm sorry to cut you off.
You're good.
All right. So one thing that you just mentioned right now in regards to that, just obviously the odds are stacked against you, if we're being realistic.
Yep.
For you to make it to the NFL, you have to go through a lot. You're in school, you got a great opportunity, you're one of the best schools in the country. What are you studying right now?
Right now I'm studying sociology and then minoring in sports administration.
Fire.
So I'm obviously rooting for you and I want the best for you, but let's say football doesn't end up working out. Mm-hmm. What would you like to do with your time?
I've gotten a couple ideas. I'm also really big into cars, so I kind of want to be in the world of cars too. So I was thinking of just doing an exotic car rental and just making it big, doing it around the U.S. and then getting a couple dealerships and stuff. So going into the businessman,
a little entrepreneurial.
Yep. So going into those aspects, and then obviously on the side just private kicking lessons. Yeah. I always want to keep that in my back pocket. You never know.
There's a market for everything. You never know, man.
Exactly.
Hell yeah.
You start to set up your own camps and stuff like that. Yep. That's always the idea. But no, that's good, man. You always gotta have that. You always gotta have a plan B and a plan C and a plan D. Yep.
And not only that, like what you alluded to earlier, have the mindset to go through each of those plans, right? Because life is life and it's gonna happen.
Yep.
And you want to be prepared and have the ability to have that right mindset in order to go through any of those things, man. So yeah, that's a great question, Joel.
Yeah. Are you a fan of any kickers right now active in the NFL?
Yeah.
Any
Who's
guys
your guy?
You emulate, see their game and
when you're in the fantasy chat and you're like, they tell you got the 12th pick or whatever, and you're like, all right, who am I drafting as my kicker in the 8th round? Forget all these fools.
Guy doesn't even play fantasy, bro. It's crazy. He doesn't have time for that.
Look, as a kicker, we us the specialist room. We do our little fantasy league.
Oh, y'all do?
Yeah, you see, I knew it. I knew it.
And the ironic part is my first pick is always a kicker.
No matter what,
I'd rather have a good kicker and be set.
Yeah.
So I'm picking Justin Tucker or Harrison Butker.
Yo,
no matter what.
That's a free tip from my man Andy right here. Go after those two guys as early as possible.
All right, but hold on. If you had to pick one, who are you picking?
Because I try to emulate my kicking to both of them, because they're both very successful.
Yeah.
But my field goals a little more towards Justin Tucker. My kickoffs more towards Harrison Butker. But my field goals have a mixture of both that I've noticed. I've watched their film and then watched my follow through or my approach to the ball. So I've kind of figured out. Even with my brother, we were both looking at it, and I do have a mixture of both.
That's good, man.
So I've kind of just always looked up to them, and obviously looking up to my brother as well.
Tucker's a bad man.
Best of both worlds,
Butker
right there.
Too, but I'm a big Tucker fan.
Yeah,
that dude. That dude's got big ones.
Big ones, bro. And that's a guy who's always calm before a big kick. You know what I mean? And I think that you have some. Now that you mention it, it's your shoulder shrug when you do that. I feel like that's your reset button to be like, all right, now we're in full goal mode. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So during the season, I actually wear this little band on my arm. I don't know if you can really see it on TV, but it's called Tiger Tech. And it's something we have for the team and stuff. And
what does it measure?
So it measures heart rate, and some other stuff too. But I mainly pay attention to the heart rate because that's what they measure for me during game. because I'm the only one that wears it in games. Because they wanted I was like their little lab rat. I don't really. I kind of volunteered to it too because I wanted to see like how.
Yeah,
how
I'd be curious. So for you, I'd be curious. Yeah. What is your resting heart rate when you're on the sideline, not about to kick, versus when you're about to kick?
When I'm on the sideline, it's around like 115, 120. So it's already like
it's up there.
You're pumping because the crowd is going. You're in the game.
Even like on the way to the stadium, it's
already up there. Yeah, you got game day.
120, and I feel calmer than if I was like just chilling at home.
Sure.
Oof. So and then like just even when I'm about to kick, it'll spike a little bit, and then it'll just go right back down, right back down to and it'll just stay steady 115, 120.
That's good.
That's awesome.
Once like it's after I kick, that's when like if it goes in and I do a little celebration, it'll go up a little bit, and then it'll just go right back down. So that's and like I've noticed like all of my kicks made all follow a pattern, and it's all very similar. And so I missed 3 kicks last year. Those 3 kicks were like so all my kicks made a line. Like they're all very close to each other. The only ones I missed were off that line. So that helped me realize like, okay, like this is what I need to stay on.
Right.
And this is my routine. So that honestly helped me just stick to a routine a lot better because now I could actually see it and not just like, okay, like, oh, this is what I feel. Like, no, I'm actually seeing the result of what I did.
So that's where some of the shoulder shrug comes into play, right? Where that's like you're kind of setting your tempo, right? You're relaxing, you're getting your breath in, and then you're just focusing on the task at hand, which is let's make this kick. You know what I mean? Yeah, obviously, I say it like that, but it's way more complicated than that.
But like the shoulder shrug actually came like since before that. I mean,
really?
It was mainly just to keep my chest up because sometimes I would like crunch and I wouldn't get much height. So that's mainly just to keep my chest up, and then now it's just like me and my brother's thing.
Yeah, man.
We both do it. So
that's awesome, bro.
I'm gonna have to start doing that when I tee off. That's gonna be my new thing.
Your chest up?
Yeah, just make sure I got my chest out, dog.
Put my chest up right now, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, come back and then can't move it from there.
Just so I get my, and then I get my turn around, dog. Yep. That's a good little piece I'm gonna take. I like that.
Absolutely, man. That's again good insight that people who watch the game of football, right, don't normally get a chance to really know about and pay attention to, you know. So now when I'm in the not sidelines, hopefully soon, but when I'm in the stadium watching the game, I'll be like, let me check what my guy Andy's heart rate is going to be at because my shit is pumping for you, dog.
So, I mean, speaking of that, what's your personal, I mean, you talk about a routine for a kick or, play. What's your game day routine look like?
Yeah.
So on the way like to the stadium from the hotel, I'll usually just blast music, and then so it's like if I remember one specific song, like let's say like the game before, and I did really good that game, I'm very superstitious, so I'll just listen to that song on repeat, just the whole way till I get to the stadium. And once like I get in, just get immediately dressed because everyone else is like, oh, they're listening to music. I'm like, I gotta go out there and warm up.
Right.
So I'm put my tights on, put my pants on, and everything.
So you're normally the first on the field.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So everyone else is usually out there in like sweats, like just their cleats and stuff. I'm already out there like full, like from the waist down. I'm already ready for the game. So I just go out there, just get warmed up, and then get a couple live kicks, and then honestly just chill for a little bit. Just wait for everyone to come out, and then kick a couple to the returners, and then after that, back to just sitting, just because I can't overkick.
No,
I gotta like control, or like watch my reps.
Right.
And then once I do that, just go back in, just put my pads on, come out, we have a, like, I guess this script. So we do a PAT, and then we do hash, left middle, right middle, hash, and then a 56-yarder. And we do that every single game. And then if I really do feel good, I might even back it up to 60.
Just in case.
Yeah, just in case. And
then got it in the bag. I'm telling you, dog. You just don't want to say it. I get you, dog. We're not gonna say it, but you got it in the bag.
And then we'll pretty much just mimic that just on the other side, so I get used to both sides.
And the whole time you got music playing?
The whole time it's just me locked in. Like there's no music.
No music.
No music at all. Once I'm on the field, there's no music.
You're just locked.
Yep.
All right. So now, obviously, the natural question is, who's on the playlist?
Right.
Oh.
That new Young Thug dropped recently.
I listen to those. It was alright. You know?
It was alright. It wasn't his best.
It wasn't his best.
It wasn't his best.
I do like Gunna's new album.
Okay,
So
okay.
that's gonna be on there.
Rave reviews.
Yes, sir. What else?
Questionable reviews.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't care about none of that stuff. If it's good music,
hey,
it's
look,
good music, bro.
yeah,
I don't
for
care
sure.
about any of that.
Exactly.
Exactly. As long as it bangs, right? Like that's all you need, man.
but yeah, it'll be that.
I feel like you like Morgan Wallen. I feel like you like a couple of those.
Not a country
Nah,
guy.
you're not that guy. Morgan Wallen
right there.
Morgan Wallen right
got
now,
all.
he's not really. The shit he has out right now isn't so country. It's not the traditional country that we know.
I get it.
It's a little more hip hop to it. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
But they've always rhymed.
No. It's
Not like rhyme, but you get what I'm saying.
It's a different feel.
It is a different
So mainly
feel,
hip hop in your playlist.
Yeah,
Nah, he's
hip-hop,
got some reggaeton in there, dog. He was raised in Miami. For sure, you got some reggaeton in there, dog.
Some Bad Bunny.
Really?
Yeah, that's
Nice.
That's a bad part.
Nah, it's not bad, bro.
It's not bad at all, dog.
I mean,
Classic hip hop. Any old school hip hop
I
in
mean,
there?
I do have got some throwbacks. So
What's the throwback for you?
like,
You're way younger than me, dog. So I'm interested to know what the throwback is.
I think my oldest throwback song is probably like 90s.
Okay.
All right,
That's
like,
fine.
okay,
I'm
that's
not
fine.
listening to
Okay.
like is the hip.
That's right. Yeah, right.
I'm not
That's
listening to
fair.
it.
That's
Okay.
But usually it's like early 2000s. I'm born 2003.
The 50 Cent era. Yeah.
So that's my type of throwbacks.
I hear that. I can hear that.
But yeah, honestly, it's usually that, and or honestly, I've actually like gotten into like, I guess you could say like reggae. I guess you could say.
Yeah.
I was listening to some Buju
I
Banton.
I got a couple like 4 or 5 songs there, and I'm like, I kind of like this because it's just,
man.
it's nice.
It's a different hip hop style, I think, right? Because it's not really hip hop, but it has like those drums that get you like more activated.
Yeah, it's that island feel, and then plus, it's kind of like English, but it's not. So it's like,
Right,
I don't know what they're saying. But
It sounds cool.
There's a lot more island music now on the radio, and like you look at my playlist, I'll have everything. You know what I mean? Country, I'll have hip hop, I'll have Spanish reggaeton, I'll have house music. I have a little bit of everything. So it's just a matter of whatever gets you feeling good, man.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You know what I mean? Whatever gets you feeling right.
Absolutely.
So, but interesting that the whole time that you're out there, you're just locked. You're not listening to anything because I can see that because when you're out kicking in the moment, you don't have headphones on. So you want to have the elements of the stadium and taking everything in and just kind of be with your own thoughts, right?
Yep, pretty much. Because like usually I come out like with my helmet on, and it's like I'm not gonna wear AirPods or something like, with my helmet on. So why have that out when I'm just like when I'm trying to lock in and warm up for a game? So I try to just mimic how it'd be in the game.
That's awesome, man. I mean, again, I feel like we're getting a lot of insight that people don't.
I got tons of questions.
We don't have that much time, though. We don't have that much time.
Questions.
We don't have that much time. But yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's just interesting to know like the different ways that football happens because it's such a big game. Obviously, it's the world's most second popular game, right? Especially in America, number 1. But there's so many different elements to it, right? That once you learn about it, it's like, yo, now every time I watch a game, I'm looking for that. You know what I mean? But I want to get a little bit away from football because obviously you were born, pretty much raised here in Miami, like you said earlier. You're into the cars. I see you tatted up. Like, you definitely got the Miami vibe for sure. When it's not football, what do you like to do?
Honestly, just I play FIFA with my brother. That's one thing.
Who's your team, dog? I gotta know.
Wait, hold on.
Madrid.
Before that, Madrid.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like that.
Damn, that's a
I'm a
problem
Chelsea
between y'all.
fan,
But
though.
PS5 or Xbox, dog?
PS5.
All right,
Cool.
Just making sure. But Madrid is your team?
Always been.
Damn, dog, I gotta hit you up on the sticks.
What's up?
No, we gotta get it. We gotta get it. I play a lot of FIFA, dog. Don't tell my wife; she'll fucking. No, she knows, but it's starting to become a problem. You know what I mean? It's starting to become a problem.
Me too. I got in trouble with her. So.
Hey, I understand the pain. Man. I understand the pain. Man, let's talk a little bit about cars, bro. What was your first car when you got here? Obviously not when you got here, but once you were able to get a car, what was your first car?
It was a Mustang EcoBoost.
The blue one that you were showing me.
No, that was my second car.
Okay.
Yeah, so my first one, so I had a Mustang EcoBoost. Fortunately, I got T-boned.
Oh, Miami drivers, dog. Miami drivers.
And then, fortunately, was able to buy myself a 2022 Mustang GT.
She was nice.
It was a grabber blue. I love that color.
What was nice? What happened to it?
Yeah, hydroplaned on the highway.
Boy.
It was. I mean, I couldn't really do anything. It was just on the highway.
Hydroplaning, you set it
Normal.
off.
I was just chilling, and then all of a sudden, things happened. And
Thankfully, you didn't hit nobody. Nothing
no,
happened.
didn't
Just
hit
the car
anything.
got messed up.
Car got messed up. I was able to they totaled it because it had firewall damage. And I was like, it hurt me because I had like starlights in it. I did a couple things. And I'm like,
mods to it.
That hurt me.
Yeah.
But then again, fortunately,
Now you got a 2023.
no, I have a 2016 Mercedes C63S.
Okay.
It's a fast car, dog.
It
can get it. It picks up quick. You know what I mean? Doesn't have that top end speed, but it definitely like goes 0 to 60 pretty quick.
I got it tuned.
Okay.
I got a stage 2 tuned, straight pipe, so it's very loud. But I don't really speed or anything like that because
too many people out there, bro.
Yeah, like I like the car. Like if I want to go fast, I go to a track where it's safe and I know there's people there, like in case anything happens. But on the street, just I don't.
It's not worth it, dog. You gotta take care of the car.
You
gotta avoid
take care of not even the car. Like the car is fixable. Like
for sure.
If I'm in the car, me and my
for
girlfriend
sure.
in the car, like I'm good.
Yeah. You gotta keep your head on the swivel out here in Miami,
Absolutely.
dog.
Yep.
You gotta play aggressive driving out here.
Yeah, for sure. I wanted to ask you, when you do start your exotic car rental business, because I got no doubt that you're gonna be able to achieve that, brother. What would be the 2 cars that you would start off with? Are you a Lambo guy? Are you a Porsche guy?
I'd honestly probably go with probably start off like the location here in Miami.
No, for sure.
That's first because it's a big tourist spot.
For
a
sure.
lot of people want to come down here and get an exotic car for like 2 days.
Right.
I'll start with like a Lamborghini Huracan. That's one.
Okay,
Standard.
that's good
Yeah,
standard.
this is the standard. I might get a Spider just so they can drop the top, in the sun.
That makes things different.
Yep. But then I'd probably get a Porsche GT3 RS.
Damn, dog. You see, that's a race car right there, dog.
Yeah,
That's a
and-
real race car right there.
When I was in high school, I used to go to school in downtown. There was a dude, same spot, every day in this parking lot. It was a different car. There was a variety of them. He had a Range Rover. He had a Benz 550. He had a McLaren SLR.
That's a clean car.
But my favorite one of them all was a lime green GT3 RS that he had, man. When I saw that, I was like, oh, he's ready to party. We used to be like on Friday. So I'd be like, this dude's ready to party. You know what I'm saying? Like,
He's trying to press the girl and pull up and be like, I bet you ain't seen one of these, baby.
that car is on another planet.
That's my dream car. That's something I'm.
You got some good
striving
taste.
That's some good taste right there, brother, because it's such a, like off the rip, it's such a appealing car, you know what I mean? Like,
and like the good thing, it doesn't like depreciate. Like every year,
Yeah.
like it doesn't lose value. Since it's like such an iconic car,
Right.
And they only make so many of them. So like, in my opinion, I think it's a good investment because it's like, let's say later on, like I'll be old, I'll still have it there.
Yeah, it's always going to be debatable. But yes, I understand what you're saying. They're going to maintain their value more so than other vehicles, than other cars in the market.
Absolutely.
Just because of what they are.
And especially if you can maintain it, right? Because like Jay Leno, that guy has fucking 2 hangars full of cars.
Yeah.
And they're probably estimated like close to over like $50 million almost. You know what I mean? $100 million. Dog. It has to be. Because he has a ridiculous car collection. And he keeps a lot of them maintained. He drives them every now and then or start them and shit, And that's the type of things you can do with that type of car, the 923, and just really extend the life of the car, right? And keep that value up, man. Yeah, those are some good selections, dog, because again, it's not things that you'll normally see every day on the street. You know what I mean? Not everybody's driving around with a fucking.
The wild thing to me was when I found out that the best-selling Porsche that they have is either the Panamera or the Cayenne.
Yeah.
One of those two is the best-selling one that they have. I think it's the SUV.
Yeah, the Panamera is the
long body.
That's like the hybrid one. I think the other one, like the SUV, is their best-selling car. Which is
I might get them.
Yeah. The Panamera was the long car.
Well, that one has like the big roof. The roof that's like a hatchback almost.
Right. Yeah.
And then the other ones are like the SUV. They have like a couple different, like a Macan, and they have a Cayenne or whatever. All of those are like the best-selling cars. Like that's lifted up Porsche for them to be able to do other stuff with like the GT3 RSs and all that. But
I mean, it's just wild that those cars even come stock like that, dog.
No, yeah, it's crazy. Like even the new, I don't even know what they call it, new Hellcat.
Oh yeah,
from Dodge.
The new one.
It comes out the gate like 600 horsepower.
Yeah, you gotta sign like waivers and shit to buy it.
Yeah, dog. 600 horsepower off the rip, dog.
No, more than that.
No, I think it's like
900.
I thought it was like 1,000.
Yeah, it's something stupid like that.
Something
It's
like
not
that.
street.
Get out of here, dog.
Like, it's like
Can't just
from
give anybody the
factory,
keys from that, dog.
From factory, you're running 8 1/4 mile.
That's
like,
wild, man. That's wild that you can get that
I
stuff.
wouldn't even want to drive that, bro. That'd be too much power for me. Like, I don't even know what to do with that.
For sure. You know what I
That'd be
mean?
like a trained professional.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not trying to do that.
Have you
man.
driven any wild like cars? Like done the Vegas experience on the track and all that stuff?
Because we've seen you at the car meets and stuff like that, and that shit's always bringing out those exotic type of
Yeah,
cars.
no, I haven't gone to anything like that, but I have driven my friend's McLaren. I think it was a 720S.
Nice.
He let me drive it, and that's a different type of like fast. Because that like it honestly made me feel like I was gonna vomit of how fast it just went.
The pull, like the G-force or whatever.
Yeah, and like I obviously wasn't used to that, so I did it. I was like,
Slow this down a little bit.
yeah, I was like, all right,
slow this down.
It's not my
I'm
car.
about to
bro.
throw up.
Not my
It's not my car,
car.
let me
This
chill.
is not my car. I'm gonna pull them. Let me break it down.
Never want to be that guy, right?
Yeah,
Never.
exactly.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Hell no, man. Andy, I think I'm glad that you gave us the opportunity to do this type of interview, bro, because it brings people into the world of guys like yourself who don't get that much, love, except when you make the game winners, right?
Exactly.
And it lets people know, the type of hard work and the type of focus and dedication you got to have to this craft. You know what I'm saying? It's like you said, you probably only get one shot a game, and it's usually going to be the big shot.
Yep.
You're an amazing, cool dude, dog. Like, you're very down to earth, like Joel said, dog.
Appreciate it.
Love the chill vibes, bro, and I can see why you're so successful on the field, man. You got that quiet swagger, dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sometimes.
Man.
I'm a little loud sometimes.
But you know
Depending
what,
on
dog?
the right situation.
You gotta
Oh,
celebrate
yeah.
like, the achievements too, right? You can't just be too humble. You gotta let them know who they dealing with.
Yeah.
That's right. Lay it out there. Hey, I got a question. I know it sounds like you're kind of wrapping up, which I'm all for. But I have one more question for you about in regards to your locker room, your guys' locker room.
Yeah.
Did you guys get a renovated locker room in the recent last couple years or so?
Yeah, we did last year.
I think
year
Rock
you did.
helped out,
Yeah,
right?
appreciate
Like, he
it.
donated a bunch of stuff from like Under
It's
Armour.
like the Dwayne Johnson Fitness Center now or something like that. The Rock.
It's still like Dwayne The Rock Johnson locker room.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Dope.
All right, so talk to me about that. Like the new locker room, how's that looking for you guys?
It's awesome. I mean, I personally like it. I know they already confirmed or accepted the new plans for like the whole new facility.
Dope.
So I think they said that's gonna be done like 2026, maybe 2020.
Adding more facilities to the
Yeah,
locker room.
like
it's
new
gonna be
training center, like a whole building, pretty much.
I think it's like just for football or something like that.
Dope.
But this new locker room, I like it. I mean, they got like our pictures up with our name and number. The seats recline, so you can take a little nap if you want to.
Bro, it looked dope in the videos that I saw that the Hurricane social media posted. It looked lavish.
Yeah, it is. It is.
All right, good.
agree.
Better, it's an upgrade from the previous one.
Definitely.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it was due for an update.
Yeah.
All right, who are the DJs in the locker room? I know it ain't just one.
It's just a couple. Some of them suck. I'll be honest.
You know who they are. You know who you are. You gotta give me.
Stir nothing
Nah,
up.
Yeah,
Who
but
are
they
the
know
good
who they are.
ones?
Who are the good ones?
The good ones, I'll probably give it to like James Williams.
Okay.
He puts some nice,
Okay.
some cool. I don't know who plays it, but somebody played like just straight Bob Marley
All
at
day?
like 6 in the morning.
All
and
day?
I'm like, not all day, but like right
Got it.
before, and I'm like, I don't know if I like it.
Too mellow. It's too mellow
mellow.
for you.
Yeah, like it's 6 in the morning. You gotta like.
You gotta
try to
wake me up. You gotta wake me up.
That's why I like James. Like in the morning,
get you
he's
some
a
hype.
big Young Boy fan. So
Okay.
that's
he's
real hype.
That should've
blasting
get you
Young Boy.
hype.
I'm like, all right, like this.
Let's
this,
go.
This is nice.
You gotta be careful though. Too much young boy early in the morning, you might want to punch somebody, smoke a cigarette right after.
Maybe.
It's an entire cigarette in one drag.
In one drag, boom. Yeah, but you know what? You need that type of energy in the locker room, dog. Especially if you're working out at 6 a.m. on a Wednesday.
And going to war, man. Football is a war, dog.
Yeah.
When it's practice your game, bro, it's a war.
Yeah, it ain't easy, dog. It definitely ain't easy,
So
man.
James Williams got the tunes. He got the best.
Yeah,
you say?
I'll give it to him.
All right, so
sure.
who's the funniest dude in the locker room?
Funniest? Ooh, got a couple. Not gonna lie.
Who's your top 3?
Top 3? Funny. Gotta think, man. It's a lot of.
We gotta do like a comedy jam. Maybe do a stand-up night. A little
Hurricanes football stand-up night. That'll be dope. Well, we can host it, dog. We'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about it here at Empire.
I'll give it a Cam Kitchens.
Okay.
He's
such a hard hitter too, dog. You would think that.
That's a character.
Yeah,
he
dog.
looks like what? He looks like he's a clown. Like funny dude.
Like
I mean, you have to be. Dog.
Like when he's on the field, like he flips a switch. So it's
completely.
Like in the locker room, he's just like goofing around, but like once it's time to work, like he's dead set on it.
Oh yeah.
So Cam, I'll give him 1.
Okay.
Right.
Congrats, kids. Congrats.
Funniest dude on the current team.
Yeah. I mean, 2, I'll give it to. It's a walk on. Yayi Banje.
Okay.
You know, a lot of people don't know his name.
Yeah,
but
I'm
you
not
will.
familiar.
But you will because he's funny. It's just like him being him is just funny.
That's dope.
So those type of people, they're just
not intentionally trying to be funny.
yeah.
But
Like even when they're trying to be serious, it's hilarious.
You can't help but laugh.
Yeah.
I love that.
I'll give it to him. That's my little rack partner. So
That's awesome.
So we work out together. Then 3rd, I'll give it to Isaiah Horton.
Okay.
Him and X. That little pair is
Just, you stay away from those guys if you're trying to have a calm day, right?
What, they just rank on people? Like they go back and forth?
Yeah.
All day.
That's kind of
tag team and like X's locker's right in front of mine. So like whenever they start, I just tag along. I'm like,
who we
got today? Like
better than me.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't want that turned on you.
Learned that one quick. It was like you probably got the first burn. You're like never again.
Nah, they haven't tried me.
Okay.
So
Okay.
So I'm kind of just the one that's just there.
You're just laying in the cut. You can't mess with the kicker either, dog. You know what I mean?
He's the cool guy in the back. Like, yo, Andy, what up, bro? What's up? Nah, I'm good right here, man.
But either way, you can't mess with the kicker, man. We need you, bro. We need you to be in the right mind. We can't have anybody messing with this dude. Like,
sure.
We need this guy in the,
protect him at all costs. We got to protect this guy at all costs, for sure, man.
For sure, man.
For sure. Yeah, man, I think we got to wrap it up, dog. I don't want to take up too much of your time, Andy, dog. Like I said, Jawad and I are extremely appreciative of you making the time. I know you got a busy schedule.
This was really fun.
Yeah, we had a great time, man. And let the people know where they can follow you on Instagram so they can check you out doing your thing and posting up those videos of you hitting those secret 58-yarders that nobody wants to know about.
I think it was 60 when I posted.
See, I told you, it's got it in the bag.
But you can follow me at nolimit.andy. That's on Instagram. Twitter, it's Borregales_Andy. So just don't get it twisted.
Yeah, man. Don't get it twisted, man. Yeah. This is Andy Borregales, y'all. Kicker for the UM football team. We had a great time. I hope you guys had a great time. You know what to do. You got to tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
To tell another friend.
To tell everybody they know.
To tell one more friend, especially a UM fan. We were kicking it with Andy. We had a great time. So if you like it, you know what to do. Hit the like button. Drop a comment. And until next time, y'all. Peace.